I'd like to call this special called meeting today for the city of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for the invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us in the invocation, please, sir?
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for your many and abundant blessings. We thank you and ask you for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated. Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. This meeting, we have a public hearing. It's a hold a public hearing to solicit input from interested parties on the City of San Juan needs under the Urban County Program Fiscal Year 31, 2018. Cervantes.
Mayor, City, good evening.
Good evening,
Like
sir.
the city manager mentioned, this is a required public hearing as part of the Urban County program for the 2018 funds. The funds available for that year is 276,051. And as like what we normally do, we have a certain amount for social services and then for the rest for infrastructure. So that we need to have a public hearing to solicit input.
So is there anyone here for, or I'm gonna go ahead and open this up to the community at 6:02 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? Go ahead.
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you very much for hearing us out. I am the interim director for CASA. I have been the interim director only a couple of weeks. However, I've got a lot of experience with CASA. I was on the founding board. I was interim director 3 previous times.
Ma'am, can you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Lupe Silva.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, that's no problem.
Casa de Hidalgo is an organization that provides advocacy for children in court. We are their voice. These children are normally in a court system because they have been severely abused and neglected. What happens is Child Protective Services will go pick up the abused children from their home. They are normally placed in foster care, and then the judge assigns us to take care of that child. The duration of the case is normally between 12 and 18 months. We train volunteers. Currently, we have approximately 98 volunteers who are active, and each one has a case. We have approximately 198 cases, and we got assigned 2 more today, so that would make it 200 cases that we are involved in the court. Every child has an advocate. Every child has a trained volunteer. That volunteer has to go through very rigorous training, and they have to be, once they are approved, have absolutely no criminal background, and everything has to be, they have to be of good moral standing in the community, because they will be the voice for that child in court, and they will be taking care of that child. They will be taking care of a lot of their needs. Now, we also have volunteer supervisors, and those are our paid staff. Right now, we have 4. 1 just quit, unfortunately. But every volunteer supervisor is assigned 30 volunteers, and they have to work with those volunteers in the individual cases and help them with the individual cases. So we have quite a rigorous job to do when children are in our care. They're not in our care. We don't have a home for them to say. However, you know, we do go to the foster care homes. We make numerous visits. We make sure that, you know, that they are present in court when they have to be. We also make sure if they need glasses, if they need crutches, if they need, we make sure if they're babies, we make sure that the foster home has a crib for the baby, et cetera. That's, that's basically what we do. And I think it's a lot of work. I think, that the program does a wonderful job. I have been an advocate for CASA for many, many years since its inception. And I, would strongly urge you to consider our request for funding. And again, thank you very much. Do you all have any questions?
Where are you located, and
Located,
is it for all Hidalgo County, or do you have other
this
counties?
is for all of Hidalgo County, yes. Yes.
And you're located at?
I'm sorry?
Where are you located at?
It's at 1001 South 10th Street in Edinburgh. It's right down from the courthouse. And right across the street from Ochoa's Pharmacy, if you know where that is.
How many kids foster home at this time?
At this particular point, there's approximately 700 children in foster care in all of Hidalgo County.
And can you give us a phone number in case anybody out in the public would like to get more information in regards to this program?
Yes. Our telephone number is 381-0346.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions?
The application for funding has been submitted?
Yes. Yes, it's
You have it. What is the dollar amount?
We are requesting $8,000.
8,000. Is that an increase from last year, Mr. Cervantes? Is that an increase from last year? Or is it?
I think it's the same amount as last year. And I think the previous year, we served 6 children from San Juan, and then last year, we served 16 children from San Juan. Again, you have to consider that there's other children who are placed in foster home in San Juan. The 16 children are just the abused children that were from the San Juan area. But there may be other children who are in foster home here in San Juan.
The money that you're requesting, is it for administrative, or is it, how does it work?
I'm
Families, the money that you're requesting.
The money that we're
how does it work
requesting
for
is particularly for volunteer training.
Just for volunteers?
Basically, yes. And, and for mileage for our staff.
So you mentioned these foster parents maybe as far as needing a crib. Now, for some reason, if they don't have a crib, the foster parents need to purchase it, or can you guys provide them?
No, we normally provide them with if the children are in our wards, we normally provide cribs for them.
Oh, okay, good, okay. Any other questions, gentlemen? No? Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go ahead and, is that it, There's no one else?
That's it. November 14 meeting, which is your next regular meeting,
Okay, yeah,
we will be making a decision
on who,
on
or what?
funding for the different agencies and the infrastructure project.
Okay.
So we'll be submitting a recommendation, the city manager and I, and then it's gonna, you decide.
Yeah,
at the next
typically what we
meeting.
do, Mayor Commissioners, is we submit a recommendation, and then we bring it before you all for final approval, or if you need to change some of the recommended funding, we'll change it at this time, at the time of the meeting.
Okay, and as far as the funding, how many applicants have been submitted? Or
I already have a letter from Amigos del Valle, Boys and Girls Club, Álamo San Juan, Nuestra Clínica del Valle, now CASA, and I'm pending a couple of other letters.
Now, would they have the opportunity to come here as well and present?
No,
any-
this is the only chance
For them to-
ask you with their needs. If they submit a letter, then you can certainly entertain funding them.
So at this time, you have no letters or anything, Juan?
There's a couple of agencies that normally give me letters
Mhm.
that they haven't done it. So I'm gonna be calling them tomorrow to follow up. And so if they request, if they submit a letter on November 14, you could give them funding if you want to.
You said that you have one in Nuestra Clínica del Valle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nuestra Clínica, Amigos del Valle, Boys and Girls Club, Alamo San Juan. We're gonna get a letter from the new Boys and Girls Club.
Out of San Juan, right?
We should be getting one from them, from the San Juan facility.
I know I met with the board members from the Boys and Girls Club of Alamo, or San Juan Alamo. They're requesting that the monies come out of our general fund instead of from Urban County funding due to the lack of staff and the paperwork that is required. I don't know if that's something that's possible that we can look into, or,
Who's requesting this one, Commissioner?
Mande?
Who's requesting this?
The board members for the
For San Juan or for Alamo?
San Juan Alamo Boys and Girls Club. It's both.
But I thought we went, are we still gonna?
Well,
serve?
that'll be up to the commission
Oh, okay.
at the time to decide whether both clubs or just one or the other.
Because the one in San Juan, we increased, now they're asking for 37.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, and we were doing 10 before, so that means we have an increase there. If that comes from the Auburn County, we didn't have that budget for that. Well, we were not spending that kind of money from the Auburn County before.
Right.
So,
Something to, if you can look into and see if it's possible.
Any others? Go ahead and close this at 6:13 PM.
No, just public hearing.
No. Is there a motion to adjourn?
so move.
Second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. This meeting has adjourned at 6:13 PM. Thank you.